Hey, how's everybody doing out there today? Today we are doing some racing games. I'm not going to define it just to car racing games as I have a curveball in there. But first off, we're going to start with an all-time favorite, an all-time classic for the PlayStation 1. We've got Gran Turismo. I bought this used for $5. Do not judge. I used to play this game all the time as a kid, and it was one of my favorite racing games growing up because it's like one of the only games I had for the longest time. But with that being said, let's go ahead and let's start racing. So Gran Turismo had a bunch of different options: single player, trial race, multiplayer, a lot of different car options. I believe you can unlock more cars. As a kid, I never really advanced that far. I just would race on the cars and tracks I had, and I had a ball of a time doing it. I always raced as a Corvette because that's the car I knew. But yeah, there's a lot of fun aspects of the car customizations. You can customize the color, you can customize, if you want a drifting style or a regular style. You can choose automatic, manual. There's a couple different course options to begin with. I believe it's 4. And like I said, I don't know if you can get more as you advance farther on, but I know you have 4 to start out with. Driving wise, it's a little touchy. It's got a lot of aspects that are good, and it's got a lot of aspects that are not so good. It's like turning, for example. Turning is really tricky in the aspect that if you're going fast, you literally have to slam on your brakes and hope you don't lose control. Because honestly, if you lose control in this game, it's very, very, very unforgiving. If you rub the shoulder, go in the grass, A, it slows you down, and B, it makes you lose control. And the AI in this game does not care about you. I am on the easiest setting possible, and if you lose control, you are not getting a good placement whatsoever. You're gonna come in last place every time, which you just probably seen on my screen a couple times already. That I had that happen a lot. Even in the speed runs, I lost control because honestly, I mean, you hit a bump, you can get some air. That no denying that. But like, there's a few times I actually did manage to sneak up, but then I'd lose control right away, and it was starting to get a little frustrating and a little tiresome. But overall, the game, cosmetically, I'd give it a 7 out of 10 for the time being. Control-wise, honestly, I'm giving that a 6 out of 10. Fun-wise, I'd give that a 9 out of 10. It was a fun game. It can be frustrating at times, but what game isn't? So overall, I give it about a 7.5 out of 10. That's my personal rating. Yours might be different. Let me know what you think about this game in the comments. So up next on the agenda, we have Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. Bought used for $9, has no manual, has not the original case. Bought it at Replay Games here in Fargo, North Dakota. It's a great place. I highly suggest you go check it out. Maybe I'll add a link in the comments if I can find one. But anyway, I spent numerous hours playing this as a kid, and I got lost in time playing it the other day. With that being said, let's go race some Hot Wheels, shall we?
3, 2, 1, go! Hot Wheels Turbo Racing!
Hot Wheels Turbo Racing, you heard it from the man himself. This game is phenomenal. By far one of the best, if not the best games of all time. That's my honest, probably biased opinion, but hey, it starts out with the most badass introduction to a game. I did not have it included here because of copyright issues, because it's got Metallica's Fuel on it. Give me fuel, give me fire, give me no desire. And then it's playing all these cars, they're racing against each other, they're bashing each other, stuff's exploding. It's just a badass way to say, fuck yeah, we're playing Hot Wheels Turbo Racing. Not only that, but just cosmetically it's pretty good. There's a lot of explosions that happen throughout the race, whether you're getting exploded or people are exploding you. You got to do stunts to build up your turbo, and you have to build up your turbo, that way you can at least get ahead of the competition. Racing wise, graphics wise, it's all good. It hits all my check marks, especially for a game made in 1998. Like, honestly, look at these graphics, they're great. It's a multiplayer game. You can play it with friends, family, you can play it with anybody. I used to always play it with my cousins, my sister. We'd spend many and many of hours playing this game. We've beaten this game through and through. We've unlocked everything you can unlock. It's just one of the best games of all time, in my biased and honest opinion. Now, with that being said, it does have some drawbacks. Like I said, you can explode very easily, whether it be running into something off course, running into barriers, like you'll see right here. Boom, I exploded. Cars running into you at full speed, you explode. There are little perks and build-ups that you can get along the way, as extra turbo, extra armor, whatnot. But yeah, overall, great game. One of my favorite games to go back to relive my childhood. As you just saw there and here, that's how you can unlock special cars. Secret little hidden passages throughout each track. But yeah, cosmetically I'm giving it an 8 out of 10 for the time. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10 for controls, and I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 for fun. So overall I'm giving this a solid 9.5 out of 10. It might be a biased opinion, but let me know in the comments below what you thought of this game if you've ever played it. Now, the last game I have here is why I specifically said I wasn't designating this video just for car racing games. This game was also another game I played a lot as a child. If you notice a trend, a lot of these games I played as a child. Played numerous hours, and I also played numerous hours of this game today. How I captured all the footage. But, without further ado, Sled Storm. I actually have 3 copies of this game. One was just an no cover, no case, no nothing. It's just the disc, which I'm pretty sure was my original one I had as a kid. As a kid, I lost a lot of cases, a lot of manuals, a lot of everything. The second one I bought it 99 cents at Pawn America. And then this one I actually ordered online. It's in great mint condition. Game runs perfectly as such. Without further ado, let's go race some snowmobiles, shall we?
3, 2, 1, go!
Sled Storm. It's a snowmobile racing game, and my goodness, how many hours my cousins and I, my sister and I, we all played this game growing up. You had single player, arcade, and championship. You had multiplayer, arcade, and championship. You could crash into signs, you could crash into obstacles, you could run over animals. There was rabbits, deer, bears, wolves, I believe. Many obstacles on this game. One thing you have to try and do is try and score style points or whatever throughout the race. I never fully understood how to do the cool backflips and all that other stuff that some of the AI has been doing. But I knew how to do the simple tricks, like look around or no hands, no legs, stuff like that. But, for a game that came out in 1999, really, honestly, it had a great soundtrack, had a lot of good, aspects going for it, Controls were pretty touchy, honestly. You bumped into something while you were in the air, you fell off. You drove on a frozen lake, it slowed you down. You drove out of bounds, it slowed you down. Doing tricks was damn near impossible half the time, because you didn't have any time, because you couldn't get any hang time half the time. Like right here. That guy just did a backflip. All I could do was kick my leg out. That's all I had time to do. I do like how whenever you did crash, your guy actually had to pump the engine and pull the stroke to get it going, which is actually kind of awesome that the game took that much time and that focus on detail, because I'm sure a lot of people have never driven a snowmobile. especially if you're not living in the cold north like I do. But yeah, great game overall. Fun time, fun to mess around with, fun time to kill a few hours. Had a pretty decent soundtrack. The main song for it was like a remix of Dragula by Rob Zombie. If you actually heard it in the beginning portions, great. That means copyright didn't blank it out or bleep it out. Yet again, you know, we don't monetize these videos. We're not making money off of these videos. So, I mean, honestly, I don't know why YouTube would copyright strike that. You know, especially if this is all non-profit stuff. But yeah, there's lots of secret hidden paths that you can take. You can break through ice walls. Actually, you get a lot of points for breaking through ice walls. But yeah, cosmetically, like I said, I'll give this an honest 8 out of 10. Control-wise, I'm giving it a 7 out of 10. Fun-wise, I give it a 9 out of 10. So overall, I'm giving this game about an 8 out of 10. That's my opinion. If you've played this game and have thoughts or comments about it, put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. So those were the 3 games we played today. All 3 are childhood favorites of mine. Hopefully you guys have played them before, and if you haven't played them before, I highly suggest you play them. If you can look behind the graphics, because you have to remember, a lot of these games came out 1999. We got 1998. It's the year I was born, by the way. And then Hot Wheels Turbo Racing came out, I believe, in 98, 99 as well. So these games are older, and they do show their age, but I feel like playing them today really actually isn't that bad. The controls and everything else, I think, holds up pretty well to this day. So go ahead, play these games. These are great games, phenomenal games. And let me know what you guys want me to play next week in the comments below.
Well, that's it for this video. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up.
And ensure to go down in the comment section, let us know what you thought. And while you're down there, hit that subscribe.